Get the game right to the side sex. Leave the fire and the roof style stuff. I'm on the grind like we're chasing the stars. From Millmore to Dew Valley, we've come so far. Talk about legends, yeah, we know the score. Ronnie and Bobby, we remember you more. From the highs of the Wembley fight to losing our trousers, still we ignite. Red and white with the pride, we're never gonna bow. Fighting like middlemen, hear the roar now. We're middlemen, we stand up tall. Through ups and downs, we give it all. From Millmore to Dew Valley.
Good evening and welcome to our latest instalment of Midweek Millers here on KB Terrace Talk. And we're back with a bang. Rotherham's first home league game of the season this Saturday against sold out York City. So it should be an interesting one. So we will be previewing that amongst other topics as well on today's podcast. First, I'll introduce the panel. Immediately to my right-hand side, we have Ben. Ben, how are you?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Vez. Big Yorkshire derby coming up this weekend, backed by a full York away end, so it should be a good atmosphere on Saturday.
Good. Yeah. And then to the right of Ben, we have Nelson. Nelson, how you doing? And I like your hat. Where'd you get your hat from?
I got it from Club Shop last season.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm buzzing. I can't wait for Saturday. Just get back in the ground. We were unfortunate Saturday, but we go again.
We do indeed. And last but not least, Jake. How you doing, Jake?
All good. The weather's gone back to normal. Of course, raining as usual now. Back to normal. So
Back to normal, Rotherham.
Is it? It better not rain on
Back to
Saturday,
normal,
though.
Sheffield and all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ben. Fair play for you getting in time, because like I say, weren't you out of breath from it, Ben?
Yeah, I were. I just finished around about 6:15, and I had to run down to the bus station. But I look only 5 minutes from bus stop, so it wasn't a problem at all.
Fair play.
Fair play.
Yeah, lovely. Right, I'll just go through some of the comments that we've got early on before we get into it. Callum IFC, I'm going Saturday, but I don't know what my prediction will be. Well, obviously, Callum, we will go through all our predictions at some point in the show, so make sure you stay on for that. David Carroll, evening all. Not sure. Does anyone know? Does any of the youngsters know what CAA stands for?
I don't know.
Unless it means CVA, can't be arsed, not. Anyway, David, we don't really know what you're trying to say, so you could just explain to us. That'd be great. He has got another one here. Evening Hill, cannot wait for Saturday. I don't know if that's what he was trying to say. So a lot of fans I've noticed are excited for Saturday, which is interestingly enough. I think I'm more nervous because I think that if Rotherham were to lose again, I don't know where we go from here, so I'm actually more nervous today. I'm looking forward to it. Pete Scott, evening all, play like we did Saturday. York won't know what's hit them. I agree with that, Pete. Port Vale fan for life. Hi, mate, hope you're well. Hiya, Port Vale fan, hope you're well as well. Obviously, both Rotherham and Port Vale, two of the favourites to be near the top, and both had a terrible start. So I'm interested to see what your thoughts are, Port Vale fan for life, regarding Port Vale. Do you think you'll bounce back and you'll be up there, or is it a worrying start for yourself? Pete's got again, young panel keeping Bez on his toes. That's correct. This is also the youngest average age panel we've ever had. Taking my age away, it must be like the early 20s. So yeah, very good. And Test Rigs UK, big up the Mills massive with these 4 wonder podcasters. Thank you, Test Rigs. Hope you are well. Right, before we go into Saturday, I just wanted to just quickly touch on the lack of activity this week. So, Rotherham made a number of signings 2-3 weeks ago, and I think Rotherham fans were quite pleased with that. But we all knew that we still needed 5, 6, 7 players more. And 10 days down the line and we've not signed anyone. So I'm going to start with you, Jay. Does the lack of transfer activity worry you at all? Or because of the good performance on Saturday, are you not really thinking about it?
I think it really does worry me, because if we don't get in 2 more defenders, something like that, I think we're really going to struggle because look who we've got on Saturday, York, a really good goal scoring record. Of course, they've just got promoted as well, so they've got the momentum with us. And of course, the track record of teams going back-to-back promotions like Stockport, your Wrexhams. So I'm quite nervous, to be honest. We definitely need signings, I'm telling you. Or I think York are going to absolutely obliterate us, and even Chesterfield, mate. And I don't think Chesterfield are that good either.
So, off the top of your head, how many signings do you think Rotherham still need? You have to go for the positions. Just how many players do you think we need?
I still believe 5 minimum.
5. Go on then. Go through those positions then. The 5 that you think we need.
5. Striker, left back, centre midfielder, and a left winger. That's what I think personally.
Okay, fair enough. Nelson, do you agree with Jake? Or again, the performance was good, and we'll just quickly talk about that in a little while. But the performance was good on Saturday, but Rotherham still lost the game. So, are you worried about the lack of transfers, or again, are you just happy with what we've currently got?
Well, I like what we've got, but we definitely need more. And I've keep watching their second goal back. The chuffing bounce off their man to go straight to him. It pisses me off. It just kept hitting it and it went back. I was like, yeah, they're going to score from this, aren't they? And for me, I think Saturday deserved a point each.
I mean, it was a good goal as well, their second goal. I mean, I've actually not given my review. I did send the video to Lee, but I don't think he's posted it. So I will give my little review on Cheltenham after I've just asked Ben the same question. So Ben, again, do you agree with Nelson and Jake, or are you quite happy with what we've got? How many players do you think Rotherham need between now and end of the transfer window?
I think I do agree with Nelson and Jake because I believe we do need more players. I think we need about 3 or 4, in my opinion. We do need a centre-back, centre-forward, maybe a midfielder, and maybe like a third striker that can support if one of either Bradshaw or Mullin get injured. So I think we need a solid 3 or 4 more players, and then I think we'll be good.
Just on Bradshaw as well, actually, because I was at the game on Saturday and Bradshaw obviously came on, 60, 70 minutes. He looked unfit to me and he just looked miles off it. I don't know if anyone else noticed by watching, on Sky Plus or whatever you're watching it on, but he just looked really unfit. So I'm just wondering what Nelson, what are your thoughts? Because I can hear you commenting. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, he got that one chance, didn't he, in box where we got it and it defender. I think if defender's not there, he's put that in. So it'd been a different story. Yeah, it did look a bit off it, but yet again, you've got to think he's not had a pre-season. He's not going to be fully up to scratch yet. So he's obviously not quite ready for start. I think that's why he only got them minutes that he got. And he could have scored if, like I said, when he got that ball across. I think it was Bayabu who put it across to him, or it could have been Tavares, 1 or 2. By the way, my man at match on the Saturday was Tavares. He was brilliant.
It's interesting actually with Terrace because I thought Terrace did well. I got a message from my mate who was watching the game. He was abroad. He only comes to the game with me, but he was abroad, and he actually thought Terrace had a poor game. So I kind of agree with yourself, Nelson. I thought Terrace did really well. Just so quickly on Cheltenham, then I'll give you some of my views on Lee. I don't know. We've got Lee in the. He's gone now. Sorry, we had Lee in the in the group, but he's gone off now. So I was wondering if he's going to come on. Yeah. So my review of Cheltenham, as I said, I did send a video to Lee, but I don't think it was posted. So I was at the game, and obviously, I agree with most people. I thought Rotherham played well. Rotherham didn't deserve to lose the game, that's for sure. The first goal, I think, because we were trying to work out what the formation was, and I think it was a bit like the new Football Manager game. I think we were trying to play in possession tactic and out of possession tactic, and when we were in possession, it was the back 4. And then, I don't know what the front 6 were, but it was a back 4, definitely. Then when we were out of possession, we'd revert to a back 3 with 2, if you like, wing backs or 2 fullbacks. And I think the reason why we were caught open that first goal is because we were in the ball. We had the ball and we lost it quite quickly. And because we lost it quickly, it didn't allow for us to kind of recover. And to me, the fact that Al Joffrey was the last person, if you like, to kind of try and close his man down. He didn't get there. And obviously it meant that their midfielder was free. And I think it was purely because we were too busy going forward that when we lost possession of the football, we were out of position. We couldn't revert into our back three. Al Joffrey was too far central and he left our right-hand side wide open. And I'm not actually sure that blaming Denzel Hall's the right thing here, because this is why I tried to ask the question on Monday's show. I think that Denzel Hall might have been told to stay slightly further forward. I'm not saying that is true, but he might have been told that for whatever reason. Now, one thing he should have done, he should have noticed the danger and he should have come back. So whether or not he has been told to stay forward, he should have definitely looked at that danger and he should have stepped back, and he didn't do that. So he was still at fault for the goal. But it was quite worrying how open we were from that attack. And like you said, Nelson, I felt that the second goal, a bit unlucky. We were trying to clear it. We got a bit unlucky. But it was just a great finish. I know Bushy's been blaming the goalkeeper. I'm not sure you can. I don't know what you guys have said.
I don't think you can blame Cam on that.
I don't think you can.
I
can't.
What do you think then? What are your thoughts on that, on the goalie and that goal?
I don't think it was Can's fault. I think it was an easy shot, and I can't think Can added a new one. He couldn't save it, so I think it wasn't his fault for the first goal. So that's
the thing is, we were right behind it as well, where we were sat. So as soon as he hit it, you could see it was straight in. To be fair to lad, and the fact he's a 17-year-old doing that as well. I mean, you're almost, as a defender, when he cuts inside like that, you're almost wanting to shoot because it's unlikely he's going to score. So, you've got to give that player credit and Cheltenham credit. The Rovers still should have come back. They had chance after chance to score, and they didn't. And I think the only concern for me going forward was that Mullin. He had that one half chance. Apart from that, he didn't really get into a position where he looked like he was going to score. Again, he might be not fit. It might be the same reason as Bradshaw. He might need some more of the pre-season. I don't know. But that was my only concern going forward. I just felt that the goal scorer wasn't getting into the right positions. That's just my thoughts anyway. So Rotherham played well. Didn't deserve to lose the game. Cheltenham did enough, I suppose, to win the game. And maybe our managers to blame slightly, because obviously we did go into this game having played a 4-back all pre-season. It did seem to change to a 3-back, so maybe he's at fault for that. I don't really know. But that were my thoughts. We're not going to you guys' thoughts. I know you've kind of already mentioned them over previous shows. Let's just pick up some of these comments and then we'll get on to York City. Peter Scott, I'm not worried about the signings. Like Bruce says, he's waiting for the right players. Patience is key. So, Jake, just on this then. So, I think Pete, to an extent, he's right. We are right waiting for the right player. But are you not worried that sometimes you can wait that long for the right player, that when it doesn't work out, you've signed no one, and you're thinking, oh no, I've not signed anyone, and then you panic on deadline day and you ring someone you don't like? So is there a bit of that, do you think, here, or do you agree with Pete completely that having the patience is actually key, and it is important that we do wait for the right player?
I can see where Pete's coming from, of course. You don't want to rush it into some signings. But in League Two, we just got to go for the best options straight away. We've got to be efficient. We need to get them in as fast as possible. Because I'm telling you, if we don't get at least 2 defenders in, I really think first month is writ off, mate, honestly. I think we might be mid-table by end of month. That's how concerned I am about the defence. We would have won the Cheltenham game if it weren't for the defence. And Cheltenham, not a good team either. We absolutely dominated it. Without our shaky defence, I'm telling you, we would have won that. So that's my thoughts. Okay. I say get him in as fast as I can.
Okay, fair enough then. Callum, IFC, Rotherham need a midfielder in case Jamie Jesler Spence is injured, and a striker and a left back and a right back. Yeah, I think a lot of those positions are what covered between what Jake and Ben said, to be fair. So yeah, I don't disagree with any of that, Callum. I'm glad I can go Saturday. Broke up with the girlfriend, so now I can go back. Kicks me out all the time, fed up. Well, hopefully the Saturday game cheers you up, Callum. Hopefully Rotherham win the game. Yeah. So James Bush is a villain, apparently. Why is he a villain, James? What's he done
He's
to
not even on
you?
it, mate.
I know. Is he wound you up in some ways? Is that what it is? Darren Wheeler, several players got minutes in a private friendly against Sheffield on Tuesday. And Darren, that is an excellent observation. We will talk about this because I actually saw a couple of mixed comments saying that Rotherham had won the game 2-0. That I'd also seen it lost again. Does anyone know what the official score was? Nelson, no. Jake, no. So no one actually knows. I mean, it would have been good for someone to kind of, from the club, just let us know what was going on. And if Rotherham have won the game, surely it's a positive to say. So disappointed. But yeah, to answer your question, Darren, or your comment, you're all right. It is good that some of these players did get minutes on Tuesday, and that'll help, obviously, gain their fitness and match fitness levels and what have you. Test Riggs, where are the York fans this week, Des? We're hoping to see some York fans on tonight. Chassis Craft out their Tin Pot team, yeah. And I will say that we did try and get a York fan on to this, and I did message one of their one of their podcast, if you like, team, and we got a response saying they weren't going to come on, which wasn't the best, really. I mean, in the same message, this guy also said that he wasn't happy that us as a podcast weren't supporting other podcasts because we're all on the same team. But then he's just done the opposite by not supporting us and not coming on. So, contradicting in his own comment, to be fair. So, yes, Test Rigs, we did actually have a York fan decline to come on. So, they're obviously that scared, York fans, that Rotherham are going to win the game, that they didn't come on. So, yeah, you're right. So, I was hoping to see some York fans in the chat, but we've not seen anyone so far, so hopefully some more come through. John Fellows, I was surprised if fan negativity is getting to Can. Even during his warm-up, some were giving ironic cheers on catches and passes. Though I didn't see that myself, John. I mean, I didn't get into the game until about 5 minutes to 3, so I wouldn't have seen that, to be fair. But let's just quickly talk about Ted Can. I'll start with you, Jake. Obviously, we've kind of touched on should he save that on Saturday? Should he have not saved that? What are your overall thoughts on Can? And would you be starting the other goalkeeper on Saturday?
Well, for me, I feel bad for Ted Can because I don't think he were ever League One or even League Two quality. He's always been a second choice, in my opinion. Of course, when we signed him, let's be honest, he wouldn't even be known if it weren't for how bad Cam Dawson was. So for me, I want Eyestone in straight away and just keep Ted Can on bench. I think he'll be happy on bench, to be honest, because I think deep down he knows he's not good enough at league, mate. It's brutal, but
that's fine. Nelson, Ben, do you agree with Jake there? I'll go with Nelson first.
Yeah. There is obviously a bit of about Eyestone, we only being 20, but I think he's going to be a quality keeper. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't have gone in for him. Like obviously Bruce said, he's only going for people that I think so benefit the team. Can I can see, to be honest, I can see Can starting again because I don't think he put a foot wrong really in the game. But I would like to see Eyestone just because, it's a different keeper in it, and I don't think you can really blame for any goals really. Maybe it could have come out a bit faster for the first one, but again, it didn't expect to be on his own, one-on-one. But nah, I think he's a good keeper. He's just not got. I think he's not got the confidence behind him. Obviously, after last season.
Okay, and then lastly, Ben, your thoughts quickly on Can?
I think I'll just go same as Jake. I do feel sorry for him. He put sometimes some good performance in, but I think like what Jake said, I think I'll start that iced on for a couple of games, see how he goes. Then if he's more adaptable to him, I think he could be good, but I feel like Caddy's a good keeper sometimes, but just try ice on him for a couple of games.
Okay, fair enough then. Okay, Samuel, I wouldn't be surprised if Rotherham didn't sign anyone until January. Now, the interesting thing with this comment is, it wouldn't surprise me either knowing the club alive. Is this a possibility, Nelson? Do you think that Rotherham may sign no one in this window? Well, from now to end the window.
I don't think it is. I think we will sign somebody. I think we'll sign maybe another couple yet. Because it's like I don't know if any of you lot have seen Bruce's interview today, but he said he's still rattling. He still wants more. He still thinks the team's light on numbers. He's also said that there's no injuries going into second game of the season, so that's already a big thumbs up from last season.
Okay.
So that's a good. They've got really no injuries. God knows what's happening with Hamish, and obviously we've sent a couple of young lads out on loan as well. So
I've seen that today actually. Yeah, so that's the thing.
Yeah, but so there's got to be some coming in if we're shipping some out.
Is it a case there? So I'll come to you, Jake. Rather than say that we'll sign no one, can you see Rotherham making no business until deadline day, and then they'll make 2-3 signs on deadline day? Because that, to me, would be disastrous, because it would look like they have tried to be patient, not got the right players in, and they've panicked. So to me, that's the worst case. Yeah, that's the worst case scenario for me. What's your thoughts on that?
If that does happen, like say, I'd be absolutely fuming. I think we'll get some loan players in, but I really can't see us signing anyone
totally
permanent. Permanent wise, I can't see it, Bez. I think
the loan sign's a good shout actually, because we haven't. Who have we got on loan? The Sheffield United lad. Is that the only loan we've got?
Is that the only
one? Just 2, mate.
Right. Okay. So we can only obviously have as many loans as you want in the squad, but you can only pick 5 in the 16 height. Is that right? Or 18, whatever the squad is these days. So technically, we could sign 3 more, and they can all be in the squad. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, correct. Mate.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's all going to be loans.
So you think that will just fulfil that? So the next 3 signings will be all loans, in your opinion?
Yeah, I really do think that. To be honest, I think with. Go on, Bez.
No, you go on. Yeah.
I just think if Denzel Hall does go, we might get a playing response to that. But if we keep Hall, I can't imagine us spending more than we have. Personally, because I think Mullin will be on a good wage. I think some other lads will be on a big wage as well. And of course, Tony, I doubt he'll be putting a lot of money in League 2. Unless he's ambitious, but I think from the last 5 years, I don't think it's going to happen, mate.
Okay. And because you mentioned it as well, Jake, we will move on to just chatting about Denzel Hall. Obviously, those Rotherham fans who've not heard the news, this week, Salford City made a 6-figure bid for Denzel Hall in the region of around £350,000 to £450,000, and apparently Rotherham rejected it straight away from the reports that I read. Now, I want to obviously Denzel. I've seen a lot of negativity on social media this week about Denzel Hall, mainly because of the fact that he was at fault, or one of the places at fault, for the first goal on Saturday. I think I've got a different view on this than most. So I'm going to start with you, Ben. Okay, so where do you sit with Denzel Hall? So we've got Flake, we've got a club who are interested in Salford. How much, in your opinion, would it take for you to sell Denzel Hall? Are you at the stage where you think he's not showing an interest, because that's what some fans are thinking, and therefore you want to get rid of him as quickly as you can, just get as much money as you can? Like, where do you sit? And would you also sell him to Salford if they offered the right money?
I mean, if Salford come in with the right money, sell him. But I don't know what you guys think about it, because I've got mixed opinions about him.
Okay. So what's your mixed opinions then, Ben?
I think he's a good player sometimes, but then he does show an attitude sometimes, like we said on previous show. So I don't know.
Okay. Let's move on to Nelson then. So Nelson, again, Denzel Hall. The same questions to yourself. Where do you sit with Denzel? What would you do if you were Tony Stewart? Well, if you were the person making the decisions as a fan, what would you do?
I love Denzel Hall. I love him. I really do. I really like him. I don't think he had a decent game. Didn't have his best game at the weekend, but I do like
Was
him.
he at fault for the goal, in your opinion?
I don't know, because it's like you said at the beginning, it could have been told to play a bit. It looked like what I saw from it, it looked like when we were going attacking, it was so high up the pitch. I was like, what are we doing? Like, him and Otto were so high at the pitch. For me, out of both of the fullbacks, Otto were the better fullback at the weekend. Obviously, Otto won the header, then Tavares played it through into, obviously, Bayabu, who scored. But no, Denzel, I like Denzel. Obviously, he kicked in with quite a few goals before he got injured last season. And apparently, someone came in for him in January for about 1.1, and then he got injured again. So I think the price is far too low for what we expect. I think he's a good player, could kick on. And you've also got to think it's going to be, well, if you think about it, it's a promotion rival, it's a league rival. And they like taking our players, don't they? They took Powell.
At the minute they do, yeah, okay. Yeah, because you had made a good point there as well. But before I kind of give my view, I want to come to Jake. So, Jake, obviously you've had a couple of contrasting views a little bit. So what are your thoughts, Denzel, and what would you do?
Wait, Salford-wise, if Salford put a bid in, or just any club?
No, so start with, would you sell Denzel? If would, how much? And if you sold him, would you sell him to Salford? So it's like 3 questions.
Right. So the first one, I would sell him for $500,000. But it does have 2 years left.
If we got $500,000, you tell him, okay, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah. Only contrast to that is that he's got 2 years left on his contract, so I think we might be able to get more actually, like 750. 2, I would sell him if the offer's right, but to Salford probably not, because like Nelson said, they're a league rival, and they'll be up with us this season. But if a League One like a Reading or even a Preston come for him, I'd sell him. I really would. I think we've got good depth at the right back. Kaleta will do a job, Ninam will do a job. Never mind, not Kova. Just Kaleta and Ninam.
Yes.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, Rafferty, yeah.
Only thing is with Rafferty, I just think he ain't got pace, mate. That's the only thing I've got against him. I think he'll just get murked in League Two, personally. So just Kaleta and Ninam, I think they're good enough to replace him. So I'd say we get the money in. Then.
Okay. I'll give you my thoughts then. And I had this conversation with Bushy actually earlier today. I wouldn't sell him. So first of all, I wouldn't sell him to Salford. I think Nelson and Jake, you're completely right. You can't be selling him to a Division 2 rival. And let's face it, whatever people think of Rotherham, whatever they think of like the business Rotherham's done, Rotherham are a team that should be challenging at the top of the league table. Don't really care that they've gone a bit of a downward trajectory. Whenever they've been in this league before, and they've been in this league under worse situations than this, let me tell you, and they've still managed to be at least challenging for the playoffs. So Rotherham will be, or they should be, up in fighting for that top 7 places. So yeah, you don't want to sell to Salford because you expect Salford to be fighting the same fight as Rotherham. I personally wouldn't sell him at all unless like a big bid come in, because as you rightly say, Jay, he's still got another this year and another year on his deal. There's no pressure to sell him. For those who say he's kind of got a bad attitude, he might have, but let me tell you one thing about Denzel Hall. If you've got the right manager who knows how to manage him, and you're in a team that are winning games week in, week out, and let's face it, I've just said it, we expect Rotherham to be doing, or at least winning some games. I think Denzel Hall will be a happier player because they're winning, and therefore he'll play better. So to me, I wouldn't sell him. I think Alex Bruce is the right manager to get the best out of him. And if Bruce can't do that, he's always got Steve McLaren who can have a chat with him. Steve Bruce can probably help him, etc., etc. So to me, I wouldn't sell him unless they offered a 7-figure offer, which is £1 million, because I don't think we need to. And at the minute, even though he probably was at fault for the goal on Saturday, is one of the best, if not the best, right back in the division, in my opinion. So I wouldn't be selling him at all. If you had a year left on his deal, it's a different conversation. Yeah, different conversation. Right, we'll move on. John Phillips, Can hasn't made the unforgivable errors that Dawson and Phillips made. Fans really need to get behind him more, whoever is in goal. And to be fair, John, I do kind of agree with this, because what Rotherham aren't very good at, and maybe it's because they've been spoiled in having good managers previously, they've not been good at getting behind a goalkeeper. As soon as you get a goalkeeper and he makes an error or looks a bit dodgy, fans don't get behind him. So I do know what John means. I don't like Can. I've never liked him since he come in. I don't like the fact that, and don't get me wrong, you do need a backup goalkeeper, I get that, but to bring a goalkeeper in just to say you're backup, I'd rather try and bring in a first team and you have 2 goalkeepers fighting for number 1. That's just what I'd rather do. But yeah, you're right. I reckon Dawson and Phillips has made more errors than Can, so maybe Can does deserve a run of games, because a run of games is what will breed confidence and maybe make him better. I don't know. But yeah, I do agree with what John's saying to some extent there. Some Toast Stuart fan was saying Russia was a wanking man his pub. Okay. Obviously, he gets his name about, does Bushy, so maybe you're right. Bushy would slap the taste out of your mouth. Peter Scott, we've got Kieran and Gwenya to come in. Team's supposed to be a decent half. And yeah, just that. This is one for you, Jake. So we do keep forgetting that we've got this Kieran and Gwenya in the squad, because that's another centre half. So with this, with us remembering we've got this player, do you still want 2 centre halves, Jake?
Right, how about this? Yeah, I would want 2, but I think we need to sell and loan 2. So 2 in, 2 out. And of course, I feel like everyone knows who I want to get rid of.
Go for it. Say it.
Adebayo.
And who's got? You got name 2 because you said 2. Adebayo out on loan or sell? Who else are you getting rid of?
I'd sell Adebayo, and I really think I'd get rid of. I know Rafferty can play centre back and right back. I'd say Rafferty, but if you want an actual centre back, I'd probably loan out Hamish Douglas, to be honest.
Okay, fair enough then. Okay,
interesting.
So what that, Nelson? Say that again, Nelson.
I think Hamish was a bit of a controversial choice, to be fair.
I like
it. You think who is sorry, Nelson?
He said loan out Hamish. I don't.
Okay, yeah.
I think he's one of our better defenders. I don't know where he is currently. Rumour has it he could be injured, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's injured apparently. Yeah, apparently he's injured. And I'm with Jake. I said a few weeks ago that I'd be loaning Hamish to the side, not necessarily because he's not good enough to make the squad, because he's at his age now, 21, I think he's, or 22, where he needs to be playing first team football every game, and Rotherham can't offer that because, I think we've got something like 6 centre halves at the football club, and Hamish Douglas at the minute will probably be 4th, 5th choice. He's probably got the 2 who started on Saturday in front of him, Adebayo's in front of him, and probably this kid here, Kieran and Gwenya is in front of him. So that makes him 6th choice play. We can't have him in as a 6th choice centre half. He needs to play in first team football. Right. If we tighten the defence up, we will win Saturday. Just need to put our bodies on the line. Do you agree with that, Ben?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And if we start off well on Saturday, I think we'll win comfortably.
An early goal is what we need.
Early goal, okay. Test rigs, Bush ate the villain, then York fans are a bunch of sausage jockeys. They're still not coming on. Phil, I don't, like I said, they're not appearing for some reason. They must have chickened out. Why didn't you get in stand straight away, Vez? Is it traffic? No, we got to the ground about 2:30, and I just went for a beer. They had like a tent outside the ground, and I just went for a quick beer in there with my lad, and then we went straight in. But I had to pick up my tickets because I'd ordered them and I'd not got them from the Rotherham shops. That added like another 10 minutes onto my journey, if you like. So that's the only reason why. We got there. We got in time there. I mean, I don't like getting in too early, to be fair. Where do we get Ted
Bro.
We got it from West Brom.
West Brom.
Which made it worse when we lost 4-1.
Yeah, it did, to be fair, yeah. York don't have any fans, you'll be waiting a while, lads. Yeah, it does seem like that's the case because they're not on here. I mean, to be fair, whether you like York or not, I actually don't mind York, but I think they've never averaged more than like 3,000 fans ever. Obviously, they had a good season last season, so I'm sure that season they have averaged a lot more. But the ground only holds, I think, 6,500. So, they're never going to be seen as a massive club. So I don't know why they're getting all ratty about it, really. It's just the fact, like, I've never seen York above League Two ever in my life. I'm like 40 odd years old. So, yeah, that's not us having a go at York. That's just the fact, really. I hope Wednesday gets smashed tonight. Yeah, me too, Callum. Hopefully. Selling for 50p and a bag of foot scratchings. I think that's regarding Denzel Hall. Callum, I see. Jake, what club do you go in? Do you go in Rotherham? Because someone told me male coach are shut down now. So where's half the hooligans go? So Jake, that's one for you, I think.
Wow.
Where do you go essentially?
Cutlers, mate.
Cutlers. Have you always gone to Cutlers?
Yeah, I'll go with my dad, of course. So, like I say, it's just a family tradition to go there, like 20 minutes.
But you've never been to male coach. This lad's saying is what I'm saying. No, okay. Yeah. Maybe it's the wrong Jake, Callum.
Anyone been at Angel on match day?
What are you saying, mate?
I have before, actually, yeah. Not for a long time. We used to, whenever there was a big game on, we'd go in there, but we just go to Blue Coats, to be honest.
Yeah, Blue Coats, yeah.
Yeah. YCC and IFC don't understand the criticism of cover. Looks a cool head to me. Give him a run in the side.
Cover looked mint Saturday. I thought he was one of our better midfielders.
Yeah.
I thought he was brilliant.
I agree with you, Nelson. I absolutely agree with you.
I mean, what I would say is it was a surprise that he was starting cover and in midfield. Now, last season, in my opinion, I thought Cully looked horrendous every time he played, apart from one game. And I can't remember if he started the game here or he was moved into midfield, but it was against Bolton at home. And against Bolton at home, when he played in midfield, that was his best game. He did look very good. So he has to be a central midfielder for me for it to work. I still don't rate him, though, YCC. I'm going to be honest, I don't rate him. I thought on Saturday he did okay. I still felt there were times where he gave the ball away needlessly. So yeah, I'm not his biggest fan, but I think you're right. Maybe he does deserve a bit of time. We have to remember we have dropped the league, so in theory, League Two should be a much easier league, and we signed Cover to be a League One player, so maybe he will come into his own in this division. Not sure. So Callum don't like Cover straight away. He's shit, he says. Pete, we might see Clinton in the squad Saturday as he scored against Sheffield United, apparently. What's your thoughts on Coletta, Ben? Do you like Coletta?
Yeah. What position does he play again, if you don't mind me asking?
It's sort of like a wing back, isn't it? He's been playing wing.
I think he's personally a winger. I think he's like I'd see him as like an Ogbenny type player. Me.
If we can get some support for him, that would be a fantastic move. That. What's the backup to him in the winger?
Got that Nemane over there.
Yeah.
Then we also got Tavares and Biabu who can play both sides.
So
yeah,
I don't know about you lads, but are we covered for that? For like the wings and stuff.
I said maybe we could maybe do one more, but but it's not for me. It's not a rush. It's not a massive thing we need.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, okay. He's called Phil Crabtree, who called him that. I don't know if you know him. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. But yeah, Phil Crabtree. About you. Do you recognise Phil Crabtree? No, okay, fair enough. No. I've got Arsenal to rank last man standing for tomorrow. Yeah, that's a good choice. Obviously got Coventry at home. I mean, the only issue you've got is Coventry are on the up, and I always think that promoted teams tend to start relatively well when they go up to a league. I know Arsenal won the league, so they should still win the game, but that's what would be concerning me. Lee Bush, can you see my Facebook comments? Lee, yes, we can. Facebook comments are coming through. Twitter comments are coming. YouTube comments are coming through. That has reminded me actually, and I've just checked. We're still having issues getting X comments coming through. So if anyone is posted on X, I'm really sorry that we're not seeing your comments come through. So if you want to comment, either go to Facebook and comment on there, or go to YouTube and comment on there, please. But yeah, we're not getting any X comments come through, unfortunately, which is unfortunate because we've got a lot of viewers on X at the minute. So I do apologise there. Again, it's not actually our issue. We're currently working with StreamYard because we think it's their issue, not ours. So as soon as we get it fixed, obviously we'll get that off and running. Callum says there'll be an early goal from Biabu. Obviously he's had a good start. When we played Barnsley at home, I got in stand about 2:59. Yeah, so just got there in time. Yes, I've been to Cutlers. I've also been Elliott's. Yeah. Good luck, Toy Town. Darren, thanks. Good luck to yourself as well. That'll show you support. I can't wait when we play Chesterfield. Some trouble maybe at the match. Yeah, maybe. I haven't played Chesterfield for a while. Toy Town loves blunts. Yeah, I don't manage FU at all. Because the fans are not. I know, yeah. Well, Sheffield United fans are just normal. So obviously Wednesday fans aren't normal. Today?
Yeah.
Wednesday Bradford. Yeah.
Hey, focus on
8 o'clock, yeah. Test Riggs also gone for Arsenal. Who is that football predictions? I don't know, Callum, but I've had to ban him because he was obviously not being very nice to people in the podcast and also the chat, so I've had to ban him. Right then, let's quickly move on to York City. So obviously we have York on Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff, which does surprise me. With them bringing 2,500 fans, I expected it to be moved, but it hasn't been moved, so that's good for once. Obviously, York had a good start to their season. They beat Bristol Rovers 3-2, and I kind of watched the highlights earlier, and it was a very open game, and it looked like York probably deserved the win. But if you look at the stats, it was more even than that because the XG was even for both sides. York had 70% of the ball, though. So I don't know if they're a team who tend to pass the ball between the centre halves. I don't really know. So it is a difficult game. Obviously, York came up last season. They're supposedly spending a lot of money, and that's why they're one of favourites to go up. So we'll start with you, Jake. So as it is York City on Saturday, so I want your what team you'd play, what you're expecting from York, and then at the end, give us your score prediction.
Right, so with York, I feel like it's going to be absolute thriller, mate, because they've got such a good goal record. Of course, normally scoring about 2 or 3. We've got probably a really bad defence record, really. So I think it'll be absolute crazy match. Their best striker, Josh Stones, is injured for a couple of months. Of course, a York fan told me. Yeah, so it gives me a bit of belief, but knowing our defence, I'm a bit concerned. Of course, they've got momentum as well, of course, getting promoted, and then now they've even won Bristol Rovers. What I'd like to say they're one of the favourites as well. So I think it's going to end. Honestly, I'm saying this with chest. I think it'll end 4-3 Rotherham. I think it's going to be an absolute goal.
A goal-scoring game then.
Yeah.
In terms of the team lineups, then, so based on the starting 11 that started on Saturday, would you make any changes to that starting 11?
Yeah, I'd get Can out a goal, get Eyestone in, give him a chance, and then get rid of Cover and get Ashley in, and then that's about it. Just them two, mate.
Okay, fair enough then.
Right, the rest. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
just them two.
Then we'll come to you. So York City on Saturday. What are your thoughts? Again, the same questions as I've said to Jake. What would your starting 11 be? What do you think York will bring? And finally, what your score prediction is?
Yeah, it could be a good Yorkshire derby on Saturday, backed by a huge away end. I don't know how many tickets they've sold, but
sold out.
Interesting atmosphere. What was the second question, Bez?
I just said, like, what do you think York will bring? Like, what can you expect from York?
I think,
and then starting lineup for Rotherham, and then your
I
prediction.
think, I think York will bring. I know they're only a newly promoted team, but I think I think they're a great side. That's why they beat Bristol Rovers. So I hope they do bring firepower, and I hope it is a good game from both sides. What I would change is what Jake said. Yeah, I've got no answer to Jake's team. I'll happily stick with that.
So the goalkeeper change, and then cover out for Ashley. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. Nelson, your last. So I'll tell you, what's your score prediction, Ben, from Nelson?
3-1 Rotherham.
Okay. Nelson, so again, same to you. How do you think Rotherham will play? What do you think the starting 11 will be? What would you do? What do you think York will bring? And then finally, your score prediction.
Starters, change formation. Do not go 3 at the back. Not against York. So they'll expose it. Although with York, I don't think I think they'll be good at home. I don't think they'll be quite good away from home. That's why I'm getting a bit of thingy. I still think they'll be good. I'm going 2-1 us. I think we'll concede because of defence. For me, I think we go with 4-3-3, which is what we've been playing all pre-season. Don't know how we changed it. Well, apparently Bruce said it was something. He felt like that was the right thing for the game, so that's why I think he could end up going back into more 4-3-3 territory with, obviously, I'd go Stone in net, I'd go Otto left back, Hall right back, Lenny and
Al Joffrey
at back, a midfield 3 of Spence, Jellis. I'll put Ashley in because I just think he's just a better midfielder. I don't mind Corver, but I think Ashley's just better. And then, as I've said, go with Biabu. You can't drop Biabu. It's just mint. Tavares again, mint. And I thought Mullen were good on Saturday. I couldn't find. He probably should have scored that header, but yeah. But it is what it is. So really, it's the same changes. Really, just a formation change.
Okay.
As well.
And then score prediction.
2-1 to Millers, I think.
So you're going not as high scoring as Jake, but still a Rotherham win.
I'm gonna say 1-0 Millers half time. They get an equaliser, and then we score like 70th minute. It'd be nice for Mullen to get a goal in front at Cop End, and then he gets get fans going.
What's your thoughts, Bez?
Yeah, go on.
Ben,
Sorry,
go on.
Do apologise. I hope Mullen scores it first minute against York to get the place rocking on Saturday. Like I can remember the time when Rotherham played Wrexham and he scored it first minute or something.
First 16 seconds.
16 seconds. So I love to score. I'll just love him to score it first minute.
Okay. Yeah, before I give it around, I'll just look at some of these score predictions. So if you could get your score predictions in the comments now, and I'll get them read out. We've got Darren Pierce. I don't know if he's
watch Wednesday, mate.
It must be a Wednesday.
Go and get ready for March.
Yeah, that is a bit strange, but yeah. Callum says that Chesterfield nil Rotherham 3, but obviously that's next week. Is he permanently banned? Yes, he is, Callum. Rotherham game has gone 4-0 to Rotherham. Callum's gone 5-1 to Rotherham.
Wow,
Aaron has gone Chesterfield 4, Toy Town 1.
Aaron,
yeah, stuff you. Go on your own podcast. Paul says, I fear the worst. I think there could be a few losses before we get it right. Hope I am wrong. I kind of know what you're saying there, Paul, and I've kind of had the same feelings. The thing is, though, is if you look at like maybe not York, but if you look at a lot of clubs have signed 10 players or more. And because of that, every single club is still gelling together. I think one of the reasons why Cheltenham won is because they were one of the clubs who have not signed many players. So they had a core from last season, and that's one of the reasons why I think they won the game. But when we played the likes of Chesterfield, which is in a week's time, or just over a week's time, there's no excuse for me because they've signed 10 players. So they're gelling, and look at their results. They've lost the first 2 games 1-0 by not even scoring a goal, and they've only played Fleetwood Town in both games. So there's no excuses for me for that game, at least. Darren says, "Be positive, Paul." Fender, Darren the Pig, why are you not at the style watching the Snorters? Yorkside already gelled, plus they have got promotion bound. Yeah, agree with that, Paul. And that's last one. So, yeah, exactly. So that is true, Paul. They have got that gelled and they've got a promotion bounce, but they've got rid of the manager. They brought a manager in who, in the first cup game of the first pre-season friendly, they were lost that game and he was getting booed, and York fans wanted him out already. So they were in a little bit of turmoil. I get though that win against Bristol Rovers is probably a massive turning point for him. Yeah, and it does take pressure off for him. Go on, Nelson.
That's another reason why I think they'll be good at home, but shite away, because you look at that game. They played Crawley. Crawley aren't good. Obviously, it's their gaffer's former club as well, which I found it even funnier. I don't rate their manager either. I don't think he's that good.
You don't rate
York,
the York manager. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Scotland's. Yeah.
We were linked to him as well in the summer, and before we got Bruce, I was like, please no. And then thankfully, he didn't come to us. Then we got York job. I still think they're absolutely stupid for sacking the guy in charge. He got him promoted. He won league, and I think they're just stupid for doing that. That's why. But I do think they'll have a good home record because they've got, obviously, I think the fans are good, and I think they'll be loud tomorrow. But I think ours will be louder because I think ours will have the optimistic. Our fans were brilliant on Saturday, so I think if we can get New York bouncing again like we know we can, then I think we'll do all right. I think Cheltenham, like you said, Cheltenham have had players who they've, obviously most of their team was here last season. The gaffer's been here for quite a few years, and he's from the area, so he knows what he wants. And I'll listen to what Cheltenham's manager said after the game. He said once we get going, not many teams will get past us, and I kind of agree with that. And I kind of
he said that. And yeah, to be fair, I actually want to touch on that as well because that is true. The Cheltenham manager, he was quite impressed with Rotherham, and he was saying that, as Nelson rightly says, he was actually saying that once Rotherham do get going, once they've gelled, once they've got they know what the first 11 are, they will start winning games and picking up points, and he expects Rotherham to be fighting at the top. And Steve Cottrell's a manager who, let's face it, he's been a lot higher than League Two level. He's always done well wherever he's been. So yeah, for someone like him to say that must warrant some sense to the comments that we're making. So yeah, that's good news for Rotherham. I'll give you my views quickly on York. Then we've obviously got a few minutes before we finish. So York on Saturday, I agree with a lot of what the panel have said. I think the fact that they are they've sold out at 2,500 or 2,300, and they're coming to what probably is the biggest ground they've been to in a while. And that's not me being big-headed, that's just a fact. Obviously, they've been playing in National League. And it's not as if the ground, like attendance-wise or the number of seats is quite small. It's not big, but when you're there, it's one of them grounds that does look quite big. And I think, I've said it before, that's why I think Rotherham struggle in the Championship, whereas a team like Burton or Yeovil or Scunthorpe, Colchester, all these teams have been in the Championship in recent years, and they've also given it a better go than Rotherham. That's because they're at these rubbish grounds, and when a team comes to their ground, they might not fancy it, whereas Rotherham, brilliant, brand new, big stadium, so people are up for it. And that's my worry for this season, really, because Rotherham are, whether you like it or not, I know League is on about Rotherham being the Man U of League Two. Rotherham are the biggest club in League Two, based on recent history. That is a fact. It's not us trying to be big-headed or anything like that. It is just a fact. no other side at this level, I think, have been in the Championship in the last 20 years. I don't think I'd have to look at that in more detail, but I don't think they've been in there for 20 years. So Rotherham are the biggest club. So when teams come to Rotherham, they're probably going to raise the game. And I do think York will raise the game, and that's what concerns me a little bit. I agree with Jake. I do think there'll be goals in the game. Obviously, York won the first game 3-2, so it proves that they're open at the back but can score goals. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. I'm just going to go for 2-2. I'm not going for a Rotherham win, because every time I go for a Rotherham win, they always let me down. So I'm not going for a Rotherham win this time. So I'm going to go for Rotherham 2, York 2. And if that was the case, it wouldn't be the worst point in the world for Rotherham. They need to get something on the board. In terms of the team lineup, I'm a bit confused actually, because I've just got this comment. I'm going to have to answer it. So, biggest club, York or bigger pal? Darren, York have never been above League Two in my lifetime, as I said at the start of the channel. So Rotherham have been higher in York in every single season that I've been alive. Rotherham have had higher crowds. Rotherham, yeah, I don't what. I want you to tell me why you think York are bigger, because obviously you must be trying. I mean, York, I'd say Rotherham as big as Wednesday sometimes. Yeah, Rotherham have been higher than Wednesday in some levels, and when they are higher than Wednesday, they're a bigger club than Wednesday, if you want to be like that. So I'm just intrigued to what Darren thinks and why he thinks York is. I mean, maybe it's another Wednesday comment. Obviously, Wednesday fans aren't very intelligent. Like this guy here, to be fair, yeah. Yeah, and that's the other thing as well. Yeah, Wednesday fans don't care about Rotherham, but obviously they clearly do. Yeah,
you're literally about to kick off in 3 minutes, and you're
and that's his and that's his response as well. So yeah, sorry, back to York. So I'll go back to York. So the formation. So I actually don't know what I'd do, because I actually want the 3-5-2. I've said it before on this channel that I actually like the 3-5-2, and I think it's for teams who are supposed to be better than the opposite team. So if Rotherham played Cheltenham, Rotherham should have got like they're a bigger side than Cheltenham. They've got a better team than Cheltenham. 3-5-2 to be more attacking, and that's why I wanted to do it. What confused me on Saturday, as I was saying, was because Rotherham was switching from a 3-5-2 to a 4-3-3 or 4-5-1, whatever you want to call it. So I actually don't know what I want them to do on Saturday, because I look at Nelson's team and I don't think that's very attacking. 4-3-3. I like to have two up front, and we actually started. This is why I knew it with a 3-5-2, because we started with Mullin and Tavares up front, and obviously Biabu were on left wing, and the right wing back was Denzel Hall. So I personally think that the 3-5-2 works the best, and I think with the players that we've got, it works the best as well. So that's just my view. I'd have Denzel Hall and Biabu bombing on down wings, and that to me works. I do get that the three back don't seem to work, but that's only because they've not played much together. The more they play, the more they'll gel and the more they'll improve. That's just my opinion. So, right, let's just finish off with some comments, then we'll finish, because we have got the Premier League podcast started in a couple of minutes. So I will just read out the rest of these comments. Where are we? So Darren Feast, got to go now, lads. Massive playing tonight. Well, you saying you didn't go, Darren? You said you were going to go and you didn't go. Port Club have given them another 356 today.
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought that was actually Tuesday or Wednesday, to be fair. Okay. David, how many have Rotherham sold? I actually don't know. Does anyone know how many Rotherham have sold? They're not. The club aren't very good at communicating, in my opinion. So I'll be surprised if they've actually, mentioned it.
Who's good at game tomorrow?
On Saturday, we're all going to game, aren't we? Are you very good at game?
Yeah.
So we're all going to game.
Maybe you might see me.
Yeah. Don't think we've sold out. No, I don't think we have. Bigger than Wednesday. Yeah, that's true. Wednesday, things working out. Rotherham want to be still in League Two, but they are no Bradford and Notts County. And to be fair, that's from a Grimsby fan, so obviously he's just saying how he sees it. I actually half agree with you. The thing is, you've got to take the recent history. You can't just look at Notts County and say, well, they were in Division 1 50 years ago, so they're bigger. You can't do that. Notts County recently have been in the conference. So although I agree in terms of fan bases, they would probably attract as much as Rotherham, if not more. They've not been higher than Rotherham, so you can't say that. So I know Bradford have now gone on to higher than Rotherham, so I'd argue that Bradford are getting to be above Rotherham again. But Notts County, this is the first year they've been above Rotherham for bloody ages. So I don't think you can say that. I even can't remember Notts County. I don't think Notts County have been in Championship again in my lifetime. I could be wrong, but I don't think they've been in Championship in my lifetime. So I don't know how you can say that. In order to measure clubs, it's got to be not just fan based, but success based as well. You know, Rotherham have been a Championship club for something like 70% of the last 10 years or 15 years or something like that. So, there must be a decent sized club, and there's no one else in League Two who have had the same success. Darren Pierce, we get more fans in our toilets.
Right, is that
because they're hiding from the full football? Yeah, that's fine. Darren, rage baiting it, love it. Just block it. I don't need to. It's all right, Bricks. I don't need to block him. Yeah, when Pixmore is on, I don't think he likes Pixmore there.
Right, leave Mark alone, mate.
Yeah. Get Toy Towers on my hook. Yeah. See you Saturday, Vez. Off time around. Can do, Adam. Cheers. It's kick off at the Death Trap. Vez, are you in the cup Saturday? No, I'll be on the West Stand. I will check how many we've sold now. Are you taking a minibus? I assume he's on about Wednesday again there. Tomo's not confident at all. We need to end the show to start our friendship. We'll do that now. He's saying 5,000. We'll have sold more than that, Cam, because we've got nearly 6,000 season ticket holders. Yeah, so we've sold more than that. We'll leave it here. It might be so, yeah. We'll leave it here because we have got the Premier League video starting now. So if you want to watch that, make sure you stick around. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Jake, Nelson, or Ben, really appreciate you joining me. Thank you. Hopefully Rotherham get a win and we'll be celebrating Saturday night. So before we go, up the Millers. Cheers, everyone. Bye.
Take care, boys.
Cheers, guys.